Ty Dillon is not going in that 13 car, according to Matt Weaver, and Ryan Blaney wants to race the Indy 500. Let's get into it. Coming up next. What's going on, everybody? Hope you're doing good today. All right, first things first, let's jump into that Ryan Blaney Indy 500 story. This via Charles Bradley at motorsport.com. NASCAR champ Blaney poked around the idea of the Indy 500 bid with Penske. Freshly crowned NASCAR Cup champion Ryan Blaney has told legendary team boss Roger Penske he wants to contest the Indianapolis 500 in the future. We're excited to see Larson come to the Speedway, said Penske. I know Rick talked to me about running Larson, and we hadn't had the success for a couple of years. And then, of course, McLaren did and just applauded all the way along. And I think that his skill and his fan base in the Midwest is amazing. He went out there to Indianapolis in October and did the rookie test, bang, bang, bang. Kurt Busch has run there. I think that comes with a tremendous amount of talent and something that he wants to do. It's interesting that Blaney said to me at some point over the last several weeks that he would like to go to the Indy, and I was like, whoa, slow down a little bit. So at first glance, when I read that, I was like, oh man, Roger Penske doesn't want Ryan Blaney to race in the Indy 500. But then I looked at some articles of when Roger Penske was talking to Rick Hendrick, apparently about that previous deal when he was trying to get, Kyle Larson in a Penske car for the Indy 500. And it seems to come down to resources. I think Roger Penske probably has plenty of cars, but I don't know that he has enough team members that he feels confident in to run a solid race. So it'll probably take a couple of years to get somebody in place. So I think that's what the woe was about. I don't think it's anything like a lot of people were speculating, oh, he doesn't believe in Ryan Blaney's talent. I don't think that's necessarily the question. I think he's got more of a... He just wants to get the right people in place so that when it becomes a Penske effort at the Indy 500, he wants to make sure it's a winning effort. So I think that's more of what it comes to. And for Ryan Blaney's part, it's not like he's absolutely demanding a ride in the Indy 500 or anything like that. He's just really interested in it. He's throwing the idea out there to sort of get the gears moving, in my opinion. So I think he's going about it the right way, too. So maybe, obviously it won't happen this year, but maybe in the years to come, we might see an effort from Ryan Blaney. And also in that conversation, go read that article. It's a great article, and there's several articles about it. I would suggest you read all of them because you learn a lot of cool stuff. But a lot of talk about Joseph Newgarden and Scott McLaughlin coming to the Cup side of things, sort of in like a trade-off type scenario. So it'll be interesting to see where these conversations go, but I do like the Indy NASCAR crossover stuff. Sticking with the Ryan Blaney news, Joseph Newgarden got a tattoo. Let's talk about numbers, the diameter of this portrait, 1800s president going to be. And there you see Joseph Newgarden with the tattoo, with Ryan Blaney. So for those who don't remember, Joseph Newgarden said, Ryan Blaney, if you win this championship, I will get a tattoo of you on my leg. And so there you go. He is a man of his word. He stuck with it, and he has got a Ryan Blaney tattoo on his thigh. This from Toby Christie. Eddie DeHaan will not return as spotter for Chase Elliott in 2024. So that, in and of itself, not necessarily crazy, but he was the spotter for Chase Elliott when he won the championship. He's been with Chase Elliott in the Cup Series since he won his first race, and possibly before. I don't really know exactly how far back it goes, but it is interesting that they're sort of breaking up that part of the team. But that was followed up by Brett Griffin tweeting this. Not sure if this makes the news for the clowns out there, but this isn't the biggest spotter stand change for 2024. So apparently there are going to be more cards to sort of fall down, or dominoes to fall down, however that saying goes, in the future for the spotters. So it's going to be interesting to follow, I guess, the spotter silly season movement. We're following everything in silly season this year. That's crazy. We're going to keep up with spotters now. This from our friends at the Daily Downforce via Joshua Lapowski. Rumor mill, Ty Dillon not the favorite to go to Kaulig anymore? ? Ty Dillon may no longer be the favorite to land the second Kaulig Racing Cup Series car after all. Matt Weaver of Sportsnaut said in a response to a fan on social media that the one everyone thinks they know is going to the other Kaulig Cup car. That's not true. While not specifically mentioning Ty Dillon, Dillon has been the rumored favorite for the ride for a while. And obviously, that all started with Dale Jr. on Dale Jr.'s podcast when he came out and said, hey, Ty Dillon is going to be in that car. And he said it without even blinking, without even breathing. And that was obviously before the news has been announced, because it still hasn't been announced who's going in that car. So it looks like they've got some new information. And then from that article, I went and found that thread on Twitter, and I found this as Matt Weaver continued to talk about it later on in the day. He said, that's exactly what I'm telling you, and Dale has been told that too. Blank, we were both told that information was incorrect on the same day and the same place, LOL. No disrespect to anyone, but just hang tight on that story. So there you go. Looks like him and Dale Jr. got the same wrong information from the same person. So it begs the question, who is going to go in that car? Is AJ Allmendinger going to be back? Have they found funding for him? Is it going to be somebody else? We know it's not Chandler Smith because he left. Kaz Grala just separated from Sam Hunt Racing. The timing is interesting here. What could it be? Somebody like Kaz Grala? There's so many variables as to who it could be. We're just going to play the wait and see, and obviously, throw Noah Gregson's name in there, although he has been basically all but confirmed in the 10 car, but silly season, it stays fluid until the things are actually announced. So this isn't as shocking as a lot of people I think are going to think it is, but this stuff will change all the way up to Daytona. Some people will think they've got a ride, then you get to Daytona, and it's going to be somebody else. So it'll be a fun story to follow in the offseason. Via J-Ski, Brad Keselowski is eyeing IMSA as a place to expand RFK Racing in the future. I think that, honestly, that's a great idea because if you look back at Roush, they were in the Trans Am series for a long time, so them having a good road racing program just actually plays into what RFK has always done, so I think that's a win-win. And also, I think the IMSA cars and the Cup cars are just going to get more similar and similar as years go by. I feel like it'll be a full and complete merger at some point. They'll actually, I think, in my mind, and this is just me thinking out loud, I think eventually you're going to have at least one IMSA division that runs the exact same engine that the Cup Series runs, and I think that would keep costs down for everybody. It would also encourage other manufacturers to not only race IMSA, but to race in NASCAR because they would literally have the exact same engine package. And honestly, I think that's the holdup on the engine package because we haven't seen the new engine yet, have we? And to wrap it up, Via the Drive, not necessarily NASCAR related, but I know a lot of people that watch this channel are car enthusiasts. We're done. I've reviewed cars on TV since 1989. That's 34 years. And after next year, I won't be doing that anymore. Jeremy Clarkson. The old Top Gear trio of Jeremy Clarkson, Richard Hammond, and James May will be hitting your screen as hosts of the Grand Tour one final time in 2024. The 2 final episodes have been filmed, taking place in Mauritania and Zimbabwe, where the trio we've grown to love will close a chapter that's been 3 decades in the making. We're done. I've reviewed cars on TV since 1989. That's 34 years, and next year I won't be doing that anymore, Clarkson told the Times. Since the Grand Tour launched in 2016 after Clarkson was fired from Top Gear for punching a producer, it's gone through several changes. First, it was essentially a Top Gear recreation with celebrity interviews and an in-studio live show. Then they tightened it up by ditching the celebrity stuff. Eventually, they ditched the live show altogether and made feature-length specials. The news also comes just a couple of weeks after the BBC decided to indefinitely shut down Top Gear following Freddie Flintoff's crash during filming. Read more in the link in our bio. So yeah, go check out The Drive. So honestly, to me, that's really sad. It's the end of 2 eras. It's the end of the original Top Gear trio, or at least the original one that I watched. Top Gear trio, the one that made it as famous as it is today. They're going to do, I guess, 2 final episodes for the Grand Tour, and then it'll just be Clarkson's Farm, I guess, and whatever the other guys want to do. And also, Top Gear going on indefinite hiatus. It feels like the end of 2 eras because I was just starting to get back into the Top Gear UK or whatever with Freddie and Patty. They had a pretty good dynamic going on there. So, yeah, just a bummer all the way around. Like, no old school Top Gear and no new Top Gear. So, kind of a bummer to end this one on. But, yeah, that's how we're going to do it. If you got a question or comment or anything like that, leave it down in the comment section. I'll try to get to as many of them as I can. First time and I made it this far, would love to have your subscription. I'll keep making these. If you don't, if you're already subscribed, I appreciate you all as well. If you want to visit the merch store, we have a buy one, get one free on the t-shirts, and they stack. So if you get 4, 2 of them are free, so on and so forth. I explained that much better in this video than I did the last video. And other than that, hope your football team wins and your fantasy team doesn't suck. Peace.